seen like that before.
Okay, well, I'm Eric Olson. We're going to be making this very interactive. The table up here is giving you the prize table. I brought a bunch of prizes. Everything from exactly what to say in real estate. Who has this book? A few. Okay, and I got a bunch of other ones. All lines in. There's rules, sword, and a bunch of other fun goodies up here. So we're going to try to keep it as interactive as possible. Okay, you probably have heard of this thing called AI, right? It's taking over everybody's jobs, they say. My biggest thing is it's not going to be taking over your job. It's going to be taking over the person's job that doesn't know how to use AI. That's what it's really going to be happening. Think of this. I mean, we're old enough in the room that remember when Word came out, PowerPoint came out, Excel came out, all that kind of stuff. We all know how to use it right now, but back in 97, 98, 99, when all that came out, everyone's like, I don't need to use this. This is kind of like that, like with AI. There were a lot of people that were pushing back. I'm still going to use my pen and paper, do it the old-fashioned way. But with AI right now, I just spoke over at a high school trying to get them to understand that AI is really important out in the workforce. They don't at least know a little bit about AI, and they're going in for like interviews for jobs. Kind of like, what do you mean you don't know how to use a word processor or PowerPoint or Excel? You know, they're so young that they don't understand that, but that's kind of what this whole AI thing's going to be about. And with agents, you know, we're all trying to build our business, but majority of us have just created a job for ourselves, realistically. But with AI, this kind of helps out in this aspects of it. Now, how many people are actually using social media? Anyone not using social media? Raise your hand. For real. Like, raise your hand. Sorry. Understanding of the room. Are you using social media? A little bit. A little bit. Okay. Everyone's using social media. Okay. Good. Now with social media, a lot of people are thinking, but Eric, my social media reaches people outside of the state of Minnesota. I only care about the people in Minnesota, right? Yeah, with this, you can target people outside of the state. Now you can go nationwide. And you can use it as what I'm going to teach you here today, how to use AI for a relocation package. So anyone in the country that's looking to move to Minnesota using social media, now you can target everybody in the country, bigger pool, even the people here in Minnesota. Hello, welcome.
Sorry I'm late.
Don't worry about it. 10 push-ups. Now.
Yeah.
I watched a TV show, Boots. I'm not sure if it's on Netflix. I was going to boot camp.
Oh.
But yeah, we are going to be using this AI tool to have it for relocation people. Because relocation individuals are probably the easiest ones to, let's say, not convert, but they have to move for a job. 3M. I mean, we have about 50 Fortune 500 companies right here in Minnesota with Medtronics, US Bank, you name it. There's lots of people are moving in. There's even relocation departments, even at KW and everyone. There's tons of relocation kind of stuff. So I'm going to teach you how to target those people because, man, if you get them, it's a lot easier to convert because they have to. They're not just looking anymore. So the intent is high. Okay.
Is it not possible to do it for people in Minnesota?
Yeah, in Minnesota too. You can. But with this system, you can target everybody in the country plus Minnesota. So a lot of people are just posting stuff on social media, but sometimes maybe some of your viewers might be just looking at, I don't know, if they're down in Texas. Who cares about them? You might be thinking to yourself, but with this tool, you can say, hey, if you're moving to Minnesota as well, and I'm going to show you how to capture their name, their email address, do a nurture campaign on them. It'll all be done in auto. So you don't even have to touch it. So that's what's really cool about it. Okay. So how many of you have heard of mini chat? Anyone? Okay, one person, two people. I hope you have since I sent you my presentation. Um, okay, have you been on Instagram and you heard something like comment XYZ below and I'll send you whatever they're going to be sending? Have you ever heard that when you may be just scrolling? That is the AI mini chat. And how can we use this as a realtor and how to capture leads? So mini chat for realtors is what we're going to be covering today. So we're going to capture leads through social media engagement. And who posts at least one time, let's say a week in here? Okay, good. More than one time a week? Awesome. 3 times a week? Every day? Dang. Nice. Well, what kind of content are you posting?
Kind of everything, like personal stuff. I push listings through my Facebook page, but copy them over to my personal page.
Okay.
Originate there, but most of what I post is personal.
Perfect.
Family, thoughts, ideas, jokes.
Okay. With mini chat now, with this AI, this will have to be on a personal page, personal everything. Just to let you know, no business pages, no Instagram business. Everything's gonna be personal for this to work, for the AI part to work. So here are some examples, and we'll be able to use the pointer here to look. Okay, for Instagram DM automations. For example, you post a reel. Let's just back this up really quick. Reels, because a lot of people get confused with reels and stories and posts. Reels is going to be reaching people that don't follow you. That is the purpose of a reel. Realistically, the algorithm pushes it out to people who do not follow you. A hack with Instagram is you use the trial reels, it's called. You might see when you're posting, it says trial reels, post it there first. Because with the algorithm, they'll blast it out to everyone who doesn't follow you. Versus if you just posted it as a reel, they still push it out to people who don't follow you, but they're not extra pushing it. So do as a trial reel first, let that run for 24, 48 hours, and then just share it to everybody at the same time. Just a little hack on that. Okay, stories. It looks like a reel, but stories is for the people that are following you. So they're not pushing it out to the people that are not following. So that's the major difference between the two. A lot of people get confused about that. So the nice thing about stories is, yes, it's the people that follow you. The algorithm is going to push it to the people that follow you. But what's nice about that portion of it is now you can make it a little bit more intimate, more behind the scenes, show your dog, your cat, anything more intimate on that part of it. Then a post itself is just a regular post. And those are people that it's a 50-50 chance. It's a coin flop. It might push it out to people that follow you, might not. So that's the major difference. So I just want to touch on that really quick. Okay, so you're going to post a reel. For example, top 3 things not to do before closing. You want to do the reels because it's going to push out to the people that are not following you. Then you're going to have some kind of a call to action. That's the CTA. For example, comment closing and I'll DM you my free checklist. And I'm going to show you how to make this checklist too. But comment closing in the comments and I'll DM you my free checklist. As soon as they comment closing, it's automatically, here's the key, it's automatically going to DM them, automatically going to send them your checklist, automatically going to ask for their name and their email, because you got to send it somewhere. So you're not just going to DM it to them, you want to email it to them. That's why you're going to be capturing that email and their name. So now you can start throwing it into your command, doing a nurture. You can also do a drip campaign through mini chat at the same time. So one thing we didn't ask is for their phone number. That's totally fine. Because if you think about it, with Instagram, with Facebook, the messenger, you're sending messages to their phone anyways. It's almost like just having their phone number anyways. They're getting the messages. Okay. So mini chat out, we're going to capture their info and we're going to add it to our CRM. Now command, I love command. Is everybody using command in here? I hope so. Should be at least. Yeah. I'm not even, yeah, I just love command. I always have. As soon as you set it up once, you set up your smart plans and everything, it just does everything on autopilot. So, okay, here's another example how this works. So we're going to capture leads through social media. So let's say, how many people are running Facebook ads? Some people, okay. With the thing with Facebook ads, obviously, you're going to have to nurture them, follow up them, and just keep on going. Facebook is this whole, if you think about the big funnel, Facebook is the very, 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 very top of the funnel. That is the people that literally just stumbled on you, just discovered you. They don't know who you are yet. The bottom of the funnel are like your Google people, search intent, best homes in Edina. That's the bottom of the funnel. But if you really think about it, in one moment in time, the bottom of the funnel, your Google people, they were your Facebook people one moment in time. It was just time went by, and then they just kept going down. So you're capturing them at the very, very, very top, especially if you're running Facebook ads, because you're going to get it for really, really cheap. If you're running Facebook ads and you're not doing inside of command, I highly suggest you do it that way versus going to Facebook and running the ads. I've tested this a million times. Some odd reason, inside of command, Facebook ads are a lot cheaper versus if you just go over to Facebook. I think my theory is that KW must have some kind of major mass account with Facebook
They do.
and have some kind of thing going on. That's just my theory, because when I was running an agency in Chicago and we were a 400-person agency, we would run everything through our billing department instead of versus every company. So that way our agency looked like we were spending millions and millions of dollars per month with Facebook and with Google. And that way we got dedicated reps, dedicated phone numbers and stuff like that. So it looks like this company's spending $10 million a month on Facebook, but we personally weren't. So we always had a dedicated person. A lot of people think, how can you call Facebook directly? Or how can you call Google directly? You can if you spend enough cash. They have dedicated people for that. Yeah. So I'm thinking that something like that's going on because it's way cheaper. Okay. So for example, you could be want to see 5 newest homes in whatever city that you guys want to be doing under 400K. Comment, list, or comment. I'm going to give you some keywords you can use. I just did this as an example. Comment, list, and I'll send it to you. So that's another example here. I'm going to give you a couple of examples, and we'll show you how to actually do this. Some people like doing quizzes, looking to buy in the next 3, 6, 12 months. Or maybe another question like, what's your ideal budget range? How many bedrooms do you want to live in? These kind of quizzes and polls you can do inside of stories. And then inside of stories, when they answer these questions, you'll be able to capture their info as well. Because you might see that in polls. Does anyone do polls at all in here in stories? Okay. You might do a poll, but now you can capture their info instead. Okay. We go lead. Okay, lead magnet. Does anyone know what a lead magnet is? Take a wild guess. Cheat sheet's right up there. For a water bottle. First person to tell me. What's a lead magnet?
Guide for maybe moving to Minnesota.
Go right there. Look at that. Really
Wow.
right here.
Those
Really
are-
so smart.
Isn't it a mofer? And make an offer for an immediate response or result?
Yep.
You throw out lingo like
Now we're getting interactive. Okay. A lead magnet is really just a freebie to deliver something that you promised on. So it can be download my first time buyer guide, comment guide below, and then you're automatically going to send them your first time home buyer guide. Or another one could be if you're doing a lot of open houses, want my open house checklist or open houses for the weekend, comment whatever keyword you want below. So As I said, it captures your email, the phone, if you want it, and anything else behind. Open house, okay. Now we are able, as soon as they comment and they get that guide, we're able to nurture them and follow up with them at the same time. And you're going to set this up on the back end. So mini chat drip message. Day one, as an example, here's a link to your free home list, or here's a link to the home buyer guide. Here's a link to XYZ, whatever you guys are going to create is your freebie. Day three, you can say, did any homes catch your eye, for example? Whatever kind of bait them. You're just asking them kind of questions. Day 5, day 7, day 12, and so on. You can start asking them more questions like, want me to set up a private tour this weekend? If you're doing out-of-state individuals, when are you going to need to move to Minnesota? That kind of stuff. And this will be an autopilot. So if you're using Facebook Messenger or Instagram DMs, they're automatically going to receive these messages in those apps on whatever date that you might want. So that's what's really cool about this. So a lot of people talk about that they are killing it on social media, but they're not really talking about what they're really doing behind the scenes. Majority of the time, it's something like this. You know, just because you send them the guide or the packet, you got to have a follow-up process. You guys have probably heard that what the money is made in the follow-ups. Does anyone know how many times you have to follow up with someone before you convert to something?
Times.
7 times. There we go. You have this book already?
Yeah, I do.
No. Give away stuff today. 7 times. At least minimum 7 times. Kind of same situation as like a phone call, right? If you keep track in Excel spreadsheet, whatever, I'm not sure how you guys keep track of your calls, but roughly about the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th time, it's kind of about the time that they actually want to talk to you, convert with you. They know that you're not an AI bot, you know? Okay. So here are more examples because this is so new. I wanted to give out a lot of examples first. So you could post 10 cheapest homes in Minneapolis, just hit the market. Or another example could be, 10 houses that really just had a price reduction this weekend. Comment cheap, comment price reduction, comment whatever you want is going to be another one. Okay. If you're running Facebook ads, the ad could be, what's your home worth? So this is for more like the sellers, of course. You could ask them for their address, their email, all that kind of stuff. IG stories could be something like buying in 26, join my free Zoom workshop, comment workshop, automatically will send them the link. And then, of course, after they get the link, day 2, day 3, day 5 can do the autopilot part of it. Okay. And we are going to start deploying here. So everyone have their laptops? Or pretty close to. Number one thing I want you to do, because it's free, and that's why I'm bringing this up. Go to minichat.com. I think it's .com. Been a while. Or just Google minichat. Register. It's free. Yes, there's a paid pro plan. You might want it because you can do a lot more. Minichat.
Why?
Yeah. MANY.
Because there's also a mini chat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
With a Y. With a Y. Minichat. MANYCHAT. Minichat. I like to do this now because it's taking action, doing it. You'll forget later. What was he talking about? What was that thing? The mini chat. There's a pro plan. It's not much, like $10, whatever. But it'll give you a lot more bells and whistles. So if you're really getting serious about doing this, I think it's very inexpensive for what you get per month. So go there, register, do that. Who's the first one to be done registering? It's free. Of course, they're gonna send you an email telling you that you registered. So at least if you forget, you'll have that email in there for later. Okay. So the flow is going to be something like this as an example. We're going to greet and ask their timeline. Because when you log in, you'll see how to build this. They have a lot of tutorials. I'm going to have pamphlets for you guys to do the tutorials, videos for you. Now, if you're a person that just wants someone just to do it for them, I have an offer at the end. I can just do it for you, just to kind of let you know. Some people love doing it themselves. Others are just like, you just do it. But we're going to greet and ask a timeline. We're going to ask their budget, of course, and their bedrooms, just like normal here. We're just doing this on autopilot on the AI side of it. We're going to capture their email. We're going to deliver the home list or whatever the PDF that you're going to send them. And then we're going to offer them, a showing of some type, just like you normally would with if you were manually texting them or calling them. We're just doing this with the AI instead. Okay. Anyone not done registering? Okay. Couple more people. I'll let you guys.
It's taking a while for some.
I'll let you do that because it's really important that you actually take action, just register, because you will forget and you'll be like, what was that tool he was talking about? It's a valuable tool considering that it's free. No. Now that you know about this, you'll stumble upon it more when you're just going through Instagram, through Facebook, and you'll hear them say comments, cooking in the chats, and I'll send you my free cookbook. You'll see it everywhere. Like for me, it's so noticeable. Almost every swipe I do, it's some kind of call to action like that, and I know exactly what. There's lots of different tools out there, but ManyChat's the easiest one to get started.
Just doing Instagram right now because it's not pulling in.
Yeah. Because you can connect it to your TikTok, your Instagram, your Facebook, million things. Yeah. So the cool thing about this is you're gonna start creating like who was the one that posts every single day? I think it was you. What's your name? Brent. Cool thing about you, if you look at your dashboard, your professional dashboard analytics, you're building such a huge content library or a catalog that when you post something, you literally could stop posting for a week and people will still see your stuff. When you post something today, a lot of times your friends or other people that are following you might see that 3-4 days later. Like Erica, you follow me. I post 4 to 5 times a day. Okay? But that doesn't mean she's seen all 4 to 5 of my posts that day. She might actually see something that I posted 4 or 5 days ago. Just the way that the algorithm works. But you just want to keep posting as much as you can. So if you're having some kind of automated system like this, you don't have to be in there and be in the comments all the time. All you have to do is just post. If you're posting already, have some kind of call to action so then they can capture their name, their email, and everything. So open house, why these funnels work. Okay. Keyword triggers reduce the friction, of course. Conversation tone boosts the engagement. And that's what's cool about this too. With the algorithm, since they're commenting, because you're telling them to comment for that list or that guide, it boosts the post more. So it's tricking the algorithm in some way as well. So you see all these people that are commenting all the time. Yeah, and I keep mentioning that it's going to capture their email or everything in the CRM. So if you guys are using Command, what you can do, one extra step here. It's a tool called Zapier. Anyone heard about that? Zapier. Zapier, write that one down because I did not put that in there. This is an extra little step. If you wanted to, all this info that you're capturing, that you can just seamlessly just put it right into Command. Zapier will talk to this tool and talk to your command. So anything they're capturing, their name, their phone number, their email, all that kind of stuff, you'll just put it right into your CRM, into Command. and Zapier will do that. And that's super, super easy to do. You're just literally following the instructions. It's asking you the starting point. The starting point is going to be this tool, MiniChat, and then where do you want it to go? Then you just highlight command and just connect the two. That's for that one. Okay. Now we talked about the lead magnets. So this is one of my prompts. I'm going to show you how easy this is going to be. I have to put my glasses on. Gotten to the point where I have to put my glasses on. Okay. So what I'm going to tell this other program is to create me a visually engaging, informative relocation guide for people moving to Minneapolis. This guide should be position me, Eric Olson, as the go-to realtor expert in the area. You know, we're going to welcome them, why we're going to move to Minneapolis, neighborhoods to break out, the costs. Show it to you in action here. The weather, everything that a person might want to move here to Minneapolis. So what we're going to do is we're just going to highlight this whole thing. We're going to go to a program called CAMA, CAMMA. Okay, this is where you're going to create your presentation. Generate. Going to copy and paste it right into here. We're going to edit the prompt. So you need to create that. Now, this prompt is just for relocation, but if you're doing open houses or whatever you might price reduction, you're just going to change the info right here. But I'm just doing relocation, and watch how fast this works for you. We can do 10 cards. Let's just do 15 slides. This is going to turn it into a PDF that they can download that you're automatically just going to send to them. And watch the magic. Ready for this? 3, 2, 1, let's deploy. Watch it work in action. Sec. I'm going to create presentations this way. Doesn't look like anything quite yet. But wait till they start putting images in and making it look all pretty for you. Perfect for the individual that doesn't know much about Minnesota. Breaking down into the neighborhoods here.
Eric, this paid or free?
This is free. I'm giving you guys all free tools. Everything I'm giving you is free, and that's why I'm bringing this up. Everything's free. Now, like I said to you before, I'm literally giving you everything that you can do on your own, showing you how to do it. If you're one of those people that just forget it, I'd rather just have someone else, like I can do it for you. There'll be an offer at the end here. But everything is free that I'm showing. So CAMA, CAMMA. And I just did 15 slides on this one. But you can do 20, depends on what you like. This is a huge time saver. Because you can do it for anything. If you wanted to do it for the open houses, the top 10 things you should not do before closing. You can create multiple different lead magnets. So when you're posting stuff, one of your videos can be about the top 10 things not to do before closing, or the 10 things you need to do before getting a pre-approved.
You only had 1-page prompts, but this is filling it out all for you?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay. So now, since I did 15 pages, so I'm just going to give you an idea here.
Definitely read through it.
Yep. That's another thing. Okay. We're just gonna go up to the top. Yeah, I mean, that is with any of this, definitely want to read through it, make sure. But just to kind of give you an idea,
I was just
gonna make sure that I show a picture of it.
Yeah. And you can change out the pictures and stuff like that too, obviously. But Kevin gives you,
Just like you.
it looks just like me. So the things you can change out the pictures, and that's super easy to do. But it's giving you a good bullet point template, to give to them. So it's cool that it kind of just broke down into different areas in here. Of course, you guys are going to be the experts in that area, but it's at least giving you this bullet point like this. So that's what's really cool about this. And then you might be wondering, okay, it's awesome that I finished this. If you want to change out the pictures, honestly, all you have to do is just click on it and just change it up. Now this turns into like a PowerPoint. You just need to click on a part that might be wrong, or you want to edit something, you just go in there. But now you're like, great, everything's perfect. What am I going to do with this? Remember that lead magnet I was telling you about? You'll just want to, just save it as a PDF. That's all. You're just going to export it as a PDF for them to get it. So when you're in MiniChat, when it asks you the part about, what's the lead magnet, what should I send them? After you export it, you're going to upload it over to MiniChat, and then it will automatically just send it to them, But you're not going to DM them, you're going to email it to them. So that's why in the very beginning, you're asking, hey, what's your name? Eric. Now, where should I send the guide? What's your email? Captures that email, then it will automatically send this to them. But now you have their email, so a couple of things you can do with it. Obviously, put it into command. And of course, with MiniChat, you can email them, or you can start DMing them back and forth this way. So that's how you create this. So again, the website is camma.app. Gamma. Thank you. Gamma. GAMMA.
We're paying attention. We're paying attention.
I'm glad you guys are.
Wait, so basically they fill out the chat, MiniChat activates, gets their contact information, grabs email, phone number, sends it to them, uses Zapier and pushes into command.
Yep, if you want to push it into command.
Of course we do.
Yep.
Absolutely.
You should push it into command.
Not typing it in.
Yeah. Because, if you're capturing their info already, why not just put it right into command automatically with Zapier? And then, of course, with Zapier is going to ask you, like, what smart plan you want to put it into. So you probably don't want to just throw them into a huge database, since you know that this lead got captured with this. You might want to tag them with something, maybe MiniChat, Instagram, something. So now that you're in command, if you're sending email campaigns or texting and all that kind of stuff. So pretty cool, huh? This is real awesome stuff. Okay.
It has us for a code every time it wants to send something to command.
Say it again.
If we're not logged into command at that moment, is it going to ask us for a code every time we get a lead?
No, not when you get the lead. But in the very, very beginning, when you're setting up, it might ask you to do the, two-factor authentication and stuff like that. It might ask you that, with a command. It's been a while since I've done it inside of command.
So Gamma makes way better presentations than any of the large language models, right? That's what I'm assuming.
Oh, I imagine there are lots of other ones out there, but this is the one that I've used that seems to be easy. It gets the job done, is what it comes down to. That was just one template that I was showing you, the template that I was showing. In Gamma, you know how PowerPoint, you can choose all your different themes and all that stuff? Same thing with that. You can choose all the different themes, what it looks like, branding, visualness. The one that you saw is just the one that I've always used, but there's tons of different themes in there. So then it's like, I don't quite like that bluish layout, or maybe I want all the images to be on the left instead. Just choose a different template. And then moving forward, it will always make it to that theme.
So if we use the free mini chat, you can get Gamma you can get a free Gamma. Zapier cannot be free, right? That's
Portions of Zapier can be free. So it depends on what service you might be using. For example, if you're using Facebook ads, you do have to pay for the pro account for Facebook ads with Zapier. So it all depends on what tools you're connecting, but there's a lot of tools in there that are free, but with Zapier, it's roughly about what, $12, I think it is a month, something like that. Really depends on which one you're using too. Good questions. Good question. Do you want a hat or a bag?
Back.
There we go.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah. Okay, more examples here for you. So I know your brain's probably thinking, how can I use this more? We talked about why mini chat for realtors. Now we're going to talk about keywords that you guys can use, give you more examples of that. There's 3 categories, of course, the buyers, the sellers, the open houses, and do more of a step-by-step process here for you guys. So what's awesome about this is it's instant responses. You can literally talk to your customer at 10 p.m., 1 a.m. in the morning. It doesn't matter what you're doing. So that's why this is kind of like body doubling, cloning yourself, that kind of stuff. You can handle dozens of simultaneous DMs and comments back and forth, and you can just automate everything. And it's so budget friendly, considering that it's free, or if you go to the pro plan, you can do this under $20. So keywords for the buyer side. These are just keywords that I came up with for you guys as an examples. So buyer guides could be buy, homes, houses, listings, tour. So for example, you could say comment tour below if you want all the tours for this weekend. Comment new listings below. Comment under 500K below to get my guide. Comment, homes if you're looking to whatever. Well, these are just keyword ideas. For the seller keyword ideas, comment sell, comment value, comment price, to get a price on your home, comment estimate. So these are just the keywords you can use any keyword that you want in MiniChat. You just have to type in what keyword you want to trigger that event. So these are just examples. So you can use a keyword per video, or you can use a keyword on your whole account. So it doesn't matter which video that they comment. So I personally would make sure that you do a keyword per video if you have more than one lead magnet. If you only have one lead magnet, like only one guide, then you could just do trigger just one keyword and then all of the stuff that you have. So let's say, for example, you don't have one guide, and your guide is a relocation package to Minnesota, and that's the only guide you have. So every time that you type in your captions, comment Minnesota to receive your guide, or if you're talking it out in a reel. So it doesn't matter what video of the call to action. So if you're posting 4 times a day, maybe your call to action is always the same. So kind of, if you have obviously more than one guide, you'll want to do it per video. Did I lose you?
So can a person actually interact with the chatbot, or like, hey, I don't want this, can I do this instead? So do you have to train it?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay.
No. So here's a real world example. Hey, it's Eric Olson. I'm a realtor in Minnesota here. If you're thinking about moving to Minnesota, I don't know, for whatever reason, and you're trying to figure out the best places to live in Minnesota, I have a guide for you to show you the top 3 cities to live in, make sure it's compliant, top 3 cities to live in. Comment below Minnesota, and I will go ahead and send you that packet for free. Comment. That person watches it, They're going to hear that. Also in the comments, in the captions part of it, you're going to type in the call to action as well. Comment Minnesota to receive. They read it or they hear. That user that might be down in Texas sees them like, huh, okay. They're going to type in Minnesota in the comments. When they do that, automatically they're going to receive a DM from Instagram if they saw it on Instagram, or on TikTok, or on Facebook. Well, let's just say Instagram. Automatically gonna see the DM. The DM's gonna pop up, and then it's gonna say a couple things. What I like to do is put a little blurb and a little button that says, "Hey, you want the guide to Minnesota, correct?" And the button might say yes, and just get them to tap yes. When they do that, underneath the next thing automatically, since you told ChatGPT this, it's going to say, hey, what's your name? They're going to type in their name. The next question is, where should I send the guide? What email is best for you? They're going to put in their email, and then that's it. What's going to happen is now in their email, they're going to get this guide. So you captured that. A couple things you can do after that. Maybe a minute later, 5 minutes later, an hour later, you can send another message in the DM. Hey, did you get a chance to check out the guide? You're going to get that. And now after that is whatever you guys want. Maybe the next day you want to send another DM. Maybe 3 days later you might want to send one. Maybe 7 days. Now you can do the smart plan inside of, in the DMs. Now you can do as far out as you like. So, but that's how you captured their intent. And then, of course, you captured their email. So if you connected it to command, you're doing your typical command drifts there. But that is how you're going to capture them. Does that make more sense now? A little bit? Open? Yeah. Question, go.
So when ManyChat is interacting with people, does that mean your phone is blowing up notifications?
Not only when you send it to them.
So if it's interacting with somebody, is it going to hit your Facebook? Is it going to hit your Messenger inbox and your Instagram inbox?
What do you mean interacting with somebody?
Like when it's asking them for like the call to action stuff, they're requesting the guide stuff. Are you going to get a DM from that person?
Not you as the realtor.
Right.
Yep. No, you won't see it.
Okay.
No, because this just runs behind the scenes. You physically won't see these coming in. Only way that you'll know that they're coming in is if you go into your ManyChat account and you can see your contacts, or of course, on command. So you won't get bombarded. Yeah. It's just happening behind the scenes. So what's nice about this, you could literally post a video or reel a week ago. Remember that contact library? People might see your stuff 3-4 days later and is interacting with them behind the scenes. So that's what's really cool about it. So now what I was saying is, of course, you can do it for the Minnesota people, and you can do this nationwide for anyone that might be thinking about coming to Minnesota. And if you get a lead, let's just say down in Texas, and they're not looking to move to Minnesota, what are we doing? Referral. Look up another KW agent in Dallas. You come to find out they're looking to buy a house, but they want to buy a house in Texas. Just do a referral program then. So virtually you can have any lead in the country this way. But you're focused on getting them here. But if you just happen to be that they're not looking to move, great. But you come to find out it's a good lead, just look up some KW agent in Dallas. Top 3 agents in Dallas, Texas, KW referral program. But at least you're capturing leads, Okay, so these are the keywords. How much time do I have? I don't have a clock up here. There we go. Okay, I see. Open houses, again, tour, open houses, RSVP, details, directions, time. These are just keyword ideas you can use. General help, details, comment info, comment agent, comment pre-approval, whatever it might be. Give you. So Okay, this is getting down into the flow of stuff. This is really getting into the weeds. So I'm gonna just kind of skip over this right here. So we're gonna talk about a playbook. A lot of people like, oh, how can I put this into true action for you? Day one, for example, you could do 3 listings under a certain budget. You could update them through the call to action. You know, day 3 might be a mortgage calculator or pre-approval guide or a home guide, whatever. Day 5 might be ready to tour these this weekend. So these are just examples of like what a drip could be doing. You can be hitting them up now on their phones through a DM. And then, of course, you could also be hitting them up through your typical smart plans. So you're getting them both ways, on this. For sellers, valuation guys wanted a staging checklist, tips to increase the sale price, want like a 15-minute call to review their comps. So this is from the seller side of it. We're going to skip. And here's best practices for conversion. Keep it conversational, mobile friendly. Prefer quick replies. I always ask them a question and not a statement. For example, don't say something like best homes in Maple Grove. More like, do you want to see the best homes in Maple Grove? Ask them a question. And it doesn't matter if they say yes, no, maybe, whatever they say. Erica knows this one. He's in command all the time. I would only send questions in my smart plans. Only send questions. And I didn't care what they said. Yes, no. Other than go F off. But if they said no, yes, I immediately just picked up the phone because in the command app, it would, notify you whatever they said. I immediately just call them up and, hey, I got your text. Hey, it's Eric. I got your text. Even if they said no, are you looking? Hey, I got your text. When are you looking? Because if they're communicating, you just want to be able to talk to them. So I'm only asking questions just to open up the door for me to call them, and that's it. Not at this time. Hey, it's Eric. I just got your text. When are you thinking? That kind of thing. So place a call to action. Within the 3 to 4 messages. I always use the opt out instructions because they do want to opt out. You kind of want to let them know that too. And the fun thing is if you're data driven with MiniChat, there's tons of analytics in the back to see how many of these, what they call fire. So for example, if someone said Minnesota in the chat, how many of those actually went out to people? You can see tons of data on the back end too. And how many people clicked the button to get it, how many people gave their phone number or their email, all that data analytics is in the back. So on the analytics part of that's where your pro account would kick in. Like I said, a lot more bells and whistles behind it. Keywords cheat sheet, I already told you guys about that. If you want to take a photo of that, definitely do. But keyword cheat sheet, one for the buyer, one for the seller, one for the open house, one just for general. Sample DM scripts, we'll talk about that. Implementation, yes. Troubleshooting, okay, that's it. Okay, like I mentioned at the end, if you one of these people that literally just want someone else to do it, you can scan that, but make sure you use the KW Dana, because then you'll get 50% off. Make sure you do that, or you won't. So you might want to take a photo of that, but it is KWE Dyna on there. But I do want to get into a few minutes here into Q&A, and then I'll hand out more of these. This is very high level right now. Okay, what kind of questions do we have about this?
The slide deck. Are you open to sharing the slide deck?
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay, that'd be great because it went so quickly we couldn't remember.
Okay, definitely share that. Email me or give me an email right now. Eric Olson team at gmail.com. And I can send you the slide deck because also we'll have mini chat master guide, I'm gonna send you as well. So there's a big packet here. So like I said, you want people that love doing it yourself, I got a guide here, step by step, all that kind of stuff. So I can send you this too. So make sure you email me for the slide deck, and then I'll send you the whole guide how to set this up. Who's fired up to start using automation? AI, I'm telling you, it saves you so much time because there's a lot of heavy lifting on the front side, like just setting this up. But as soon as you set it up, just let it run, autopilot. I mean, the most intimidating part is honestly is just setting up the mini chat because you might be thinking, I don't know how to do it. But here's a guide, there's YouTube videos, all that kind of stuff. It's really easy when you have, that's why I wanted you to register first. When you log in, you'll see it's not as difficult as maybe you're thinking. Kind of like a command at first, you got in there, like, what am I supposed to do with all these buttons? And how do I set up a smart plan? But now you guys probably know how to use it really well. It's something like that. And then, of course, the other one is, just prompting. How I got this prompt, I'll tell you the hack, how I use this prompt with Canva. I went to ChatGPT first, and I said to ChatGPT, hey, I need to create a Canva guide. Create me a prompt that would cover all of these things. The welcome, why to move Minnesota, neighborhoods. I literally told ChatGPT first to create me a prompt, and then it did, and I just pasted it into here. And then from here, I went to my presentation and just pasted it into there. That's all I did. Kind of give you a hack around that. If you don't know, well, what should I do as my prompt? Go to ChatGPT first. Okay. Any other questions? I answered them all. Yes, I'm a rock star. We did it by noon. I told you I could do it by noon. Without getting into the weeds. This is going to be life-changing for you. If you implement this and just put it into use, if you're posting already, just do this. If you're already posting on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, why not capture leads versus just marketing? Because there's a big difference between marketing and prospecting. Talk about this all the time. I used to run an agency. Does anyone know the difference between marketing and prospecting? Because there is a major difference between the two. Take some guesses. What is marketing?
Advertising to the general public, like a mass. Well, please.
Yes. Everything memorize only 3-4 chapters on that, you'd be amazed. I'm telling you. Okay. Marketing is billboards, radio. It's a one-way street. It's marketing, radio, billboards, any of that kind of stuff. That's marketing. Then there's prospecting. This is prospecting where you're going out there to fish, reel something in. I used to work in radio for a long time. I was on air over at KS95, KDWB, and a bunch of other places. I started over at Channel 5 first, KSTP over in Edina. And one thing that I learned really quickly, even working in the big brands, that you would think that the phones were just ringing off the hook. Hey, I need to advertise on the radio. No, those phones never rang. Even back in 1999, 97, 99, before social media, those phones did not ring. Even though you would think someone needed to advertise, they were, first call them. The sales department did about 99% of all the outreach of any ads you ever heard. The same thing. That's marketing versus prospecting. You want to be doing prospecting as much as you can, and this is prospecting. So if you're already pushing yourself out there, make sure you capture the lead somehow. And then as soon as you set this up, like I said, mini chat is free. All this stuff is free. Just combine it all, and then you'll, I mean, if you're posting in anyways, if you're gonna like suddenly stop posting, then this is not gonna work. But I'm pretty sure most of us are gonna be posting 6 months from now. Just connect it now, so then you can start capturing leads. And people do move to Minnesota, or they might see your post and they live down in Florida. At least you can help them out and just refer it out. Okay, I think I covered everything. Any other questions before we go? Awesome. Thank you guys for having me. This has been fun.
Good job. That's great.
Send me the photo from yesterday.
Noon on the dot.
Remember?
That's impressive. That gamma thing is sick.
I'm telling you.
I actually learned about it the other day at the North Central region. We had a seminar. It's crazy.
Now, right here, I'm gonna back up